How y'all doing today? Well, today is a very simple subject, yet very simple subject, yet very um, power packed. I'm going to start off um, with the full armor of God. I thought the birds sound so lovely this morning. Okay, Ephesians 6, and I'm going to go ahead and start at 6 and 10 today. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Amen. Amen. If you like your full armor on, say amen. Now, when we think about the word safe, hold on one second. It's been raining. I got all kind of crap on my on my chair. Hey, how you doing today? Okay. The word safe is being protected from danger, harm, or risk. An adjective meaning free from injury, damage, or loss. It also refers to a secure, lockable box of valuables. It's a popular set of organizational and workflow principles that helps large businesses scale agile practices across multiple teams. Now, when you think of the word safe, you know, even the word safe has such a big amount of comfort that goes with it. I mean, even like when you're with somebody, and you know, and somebody say, "Does he make you feel protected and safe?" You can say, "Yeah," to protected and safe, but you probably haven't seen him in any situation that have had to make you feel protected. He might be, you know, uh, nice and cocky and thick and, hefty or whatever. And maybe it feels secure when he hugs you. But as far as safe, you can answer to that because you can feel safe with somebody without any prior um, experiences with them. That's just a state of being with them. It's not something that has challenged them before with you. Um, I remember the last person, my ex that I was just last with, um, they would be like, I feel so safe when I come over here. And I was like, So I made a joke. I'm like, "Well, that's a good thing." I'm like, "I thought I was the one supposed to be feeling safe." And he's like, "Well, no, not safe like that. Like I know that I could turn off my phone. I know I can relax. I know, that I'm not gonna be set up. I know it's not nothing I gotta worry about. I know that you're not gonna put me in no situation, stuff like that." And I thought to myself, "Oh, okay, okay." And I'm like, that is pretty cool because he said he felt safe and peace. I'm like, that is pretty cool. I'm like, well, you must not get a lot of rest at home. And anyway, being feeling safe in today's world, even when uh they're doing a baseball game and they're running all around, and your whole team's dependent on you. You got three bases that was full, and you pop one up in the air, and you don't know if they're gonna catch it, or you don't know if you're gonna make it to the last plate, and everybody running to the plate, and if you make it, then it's gonna be like, everybody gonna be cheering for you, put you on their shoulders and everything. But if you don't make it, then it might just be like, uh, make you feel sort of bombed out. And so let's say you do make it and it's like safe, then it's just like, oh man, that's the best word you could hear. Let's say and you in a it's a thunderstorm out and you're like, it's a thunderstorm out and it's like it's flooding and everything. And um it's done got so flooded and y'all all on the roof and the electricity is went out and everything. And um finally it stops raining. And then you see what level it's at, it ended at, right? Then you like, okay, well, let's get in touch with everybody, let them know that we're safe. And it's just like, it's such an extreme amount of relaxation and comfort that comes with that word. And it hadn't been until personally for me getting back in a great situation with God that I felt safe once again. I felt like no hurt, harm, or danger would come to me as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I know that He's got me, and I know that I just don't have to worry about. I just don't have to worry about anything. And in today's time, it's such a great space to be able to be safe, to feel safe, to feel comfortable. When we make it home, that's supposed to be like our safe haven. That's supposed to be like the place that we feel the most, um, where we rule. All of our favorite things are there, including our children, including love, including, you know, a peace of mind, including the things that we've worked for that would put us in a situation where we feel like, you know, well, if I'm locked in here for a few days and I can't go outside, I can't go to the mailbox, I can't go to work, then I'm good because I'm safe, you know? And I think that that's something that even when traveling, and it's like, y'all have safe travels. That's a really warm regard for somebody to wish you safe travels till you get to your destination and not have any problems, not have anything to come up that would threaten your life, threaten your mate's life, that, you know, everything went smoothly on your journey. That's really something that we should really look for in everybody and everything that we do. Safety. I know that they put these here. What's those called? I love birds. Let's see, a cardinal. Um, there's you know how they have those underground shelters, and they there's so much money into them, and they might have it underground in Texas, and let's say you live all the way in Georgia or all the way in Detroit. And it's just like it's just like, well, we gotta make it to our shelter, the shelter where the food and stuff is stored, where we're paying $5,000 a month for, so that we know that if anything goes down in the world, we have somewhere that we can live, and you know it'll carry us for a year if some type of nuclear something happened, and it'll carry us there safely for a year because um we're paying this amount of money, and it's exclusive just for us as elites. And it's dry food, dry storage and dry goods and everything, and you pay more for that than you pay for your mortgage, and you pay more for that, and you go there to visit a certain amount of times a year, even on vacation, just for safety's sake. And we never really considered the fact that no matter what situation we're in, the only way we can truly be safe is if it's like not our time. It's not something that was supposed to fold, that was written for us to unfold in that time. Because you can be somewhere safe and secure and have a medical event, an emergency medical event, all of a sudden that you wasn't prepared for. Or like how during COVID, this guy was like, he had all this stuff stored up, and he was like prepared for every situation that might come up. And the only thing he wasn't prepared for was for COVID. He had all this stuff stocked up in his back for his business and stuff, for the restaurant business and all this stockpile of stuff. He had back orders, stuff he had already paid for that just hadn't been transported yet. And the whole thing was, when COVID came, people stopped going to the restaurant. So now he's paying out of pocket costs to try to keep the refrigerators on, to try to keep um, you know, the lights on, not knowing when this would be over. So he's just trying to, well, even if I make it to the spring season, even if I'm back some, I know spring season always put me over what I'm expecting. So it'll probably be a nice boom. So you know what? This is a good opportunity for me to buy more chairs. People are selling chairs at a clearance rate right now. So let me go ahead and stock up on that. And well,
since I'm not really at the house and since all this has come in and my lease is about to be up, let me go ahead and just stay here at the restaurant, use the back for an apartment instead. It's just me. And time goes on and time goes on and 1 year go by and we see that they're just starting to lock everything down and just only essential workers are out, and you don't know what's next for that. You don't really know what to expect. It's just like having the rug pulled out from up under you. And I know we all want to put ourselves in the best situation where we feel our safest, we feel our most comfortable. We want to, good morning. Hey, Champ. Hi, Champ. We want to put ourselves in a situation where we feel most um, comfortable and peaceful and taken care of the most that we can ourselves. If um, nothing comes up that's unexpected, you know, safe. What a big word, safe. I like how when we're with God, we feel safe. But to go the extra step when you're hurting and nobody really else can understand where you're coming from, to feel safe in his arms, to feel like you're getting a hug and a natural feeling of warmth and comfort. And in that instance, what um what we have to pay for that. As a matter of fact, that's something you can't even pay for. That's something you can't even buy. And it's the best feeling in the world. You know, you're so fortunate if you are one of God's children. Why? Because no one can come to the Father unless you draw them. So there's something that you shouldn't take for granted, to be in your right mind, to wake up and have the use of your limbs and be able to say thank you, not knowing what the day might hold, but knowing that you're safe. And we have so much that might come up in life. We have things that make us feel down. We have things that obstacles that come up, that some things that we only can talk to our Heavenly Father about. They have all these people with went to school all these years for a degree, have all these years of experience behind them. And I've even heard it said where people feel like you're not even um, worthy of being in certain positions, even if God put you in them. But they have all these years and they have all these credentials behind them. And sometimes their marriages be in the worst trouble, their life be in the worst situation. They be needing somebody to talk to. Be like, well, if you got all this experience, why are you in this situation? Thank you for the like. I'm just gonna say this. I said this last week. It's always somebody who is not just somebody. There's always people behind the scenes that are on your side. And even if you just see a glimmer of that, just like they say, if you see one roach, believe me, somewhere it's a whole bunch of them. I know that's a terrible example, but that's what I came up with. That's how creative I am. But somebody to go the extra mile to do something that it looked like everybody else is going the extra mile not to do, it just shows that it just goes to show that people are on your side, you know. And I just want to say thank you because I don't know what type of stakes it costs for somebody to come on my live or to like or whatever. So thank you for doing that. But back to what I was saying. To know that you're one of God's children. And even if the worst case thing came up, that you're still safe. I think that that is a very big thing to keep in mind. I have this meme that says, um, there are people praying for the things you take for granted. And you might be crying out to God about one thing, and then you'll see a situation come up and be like, oh my God, they're in a terrible situation and they got all this money, they got all this stuff and all this. And that's one thing the furthest thing from me worrying about. My stream was interrupted. I'm back like Tino. Tripped me out. I'm back like Tino. That's gonna become a popular saying. Watch. Hold on, guys. You know what? I get so sick of these AI pictures of Michael Jackson. I know all of his pictures. We know most of his pictures from the you know how he looks at his pictures and stuff. A lot of these pictures is straight up AI. I just don't aggravate me because it just shows that they can do whatever they want to do with your image when you're not here. Hey, how you doing today? Like that don't even look like him. They started to change his image now. Okay. Not like I'm idolizing him, like I always say that. I used to idolize something I don't now. Isaiah 26 and 3. Isaiah 26 and 3. You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. And you might be like, how are we going to keep our mind on him? What if we at work? What if we at the grocery store? What if we at Disneyland? What if we at, and you know how you have something always in the forefront of your mind? You know, if a loved one is sick in the hospital or something, you're not going to be sitting there constantly focused on it. You might have to get yourself out the house just so you don't sit and focus on it. But it's always at the forefront of your mind. You're going to keep your phone on. You're going to be by the phone. You're going to, it's just right there. It's just right there. And you can't help it because it's just like a piece of you is somewhere in the hospital. And, you know, but you have to keep yourself busy just so that you don't wind up in the hospital. So just like that, but in a good way. Keep your mind stayed on him. And whenever you talk to him regularly and he's your best friend and you confide in him about everything and before you go to sleep, it's not just a part of your regimen, it's also a part of your lifestyle. And it's not like you got to make time for him. It's just like any extra time automatically goes on him. Just like just like I just did with my hair. Like this hair came over to the sear side. It's just second nature. I would do that because it was itching me. So it's just like I got such a good relationship with him. It's just like whenever you have extra time and your mind isn't set on something, it automatically goes to him. And to keep your mind stayed on him, to be challenged by someone because they see that you're in a good mood and they challenge you. You're not thinking about them, but they just out the blue is here comes a challenge. Be like, oh, okay, well, it's a challenge, okay. And they test you in a certain way because they know that you're in a good mood or whatever. But because you walk with him and everything, it's just like you're not gonna go from one extreme to complete opposite extreme. Even if you come off your square a little bit where they touch a nerve or something, you're gonna maybe go halfway, but you're not gonna go all the way to the left because you're too far this way. Be like, all right, now you have a blessed day, ma'am. Have a blessed day. You might say aggravated. Have a blessed day. Do it now. Go ahead and have a blessed day. You're like, don't let them drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. I know it's a lot of challenges going on in the world, and we all have our own. We all have something we're going through. We all have something we're going through, fighting for, aggravated over, different things, life, and different periods in life. It's like how seasons change, and you have never faced a certain obstacle that you face so many different obstacles, but then you come up to something and it's a brand new obstacle for you, something that you haven't faced before, and so it challenges you a different way. It's like if you never had money problems, then when you start having money, you're like, oh man, I didn't realize I have to pay taxes on this. Oh my God, I haven't been putting away money for taxes. This is a whole new problem. I've been just spending all my money and did I even make this amount? I need to get me a new tax lady. Oh no, I just bought this house. You mean I have property taxes and my mortgage can go up too? I didn't know that could even happen. I was set to pay this amount of mortgage. Oh no, I gotta pull. You mean to tell me I gotta keep tablets and they cost $90 a tablet? You mean to tell me my light bill and stuff is gonna go up just because I got this fool? It'd be like stuff you don't even think about. It'd be like new levels. Be like, finally leveled up. Yeah. Oh, all right. We got us a pool. We got our lights around the pool and everything. And what she slipped. All right, we'll get a band-aid. She going to the emergency room. Why she going to the emergency room? She only hit her knee. She said she got a concussion. She's suing. That's my daughter. You a devil. New level, new devils. And you think back maybe a year ago and the things that you was going through a year ago. Let's say you didn't journal a year ago. I did. I can look back and see what I was going through and be like, I remember when I was going through that they thought they was gonna get me, the devil thought he had me. I'm safe in his arms. And but now you look at your situation and be like, yeah, you can, but when you look back, you can realize I've been through a lot worse than this. And he saw me through that. The same things that you say about the people in the Bible. And in the Bible, you'd be looking at people in the Bible and you'd be like, if they just saw him raise somebody from the dead, why wouldn't they believe that they saw him firsthand? They saw him with the blind man firsthand. How they not gonna trust that he is the Messiah? How how they gonna deny him as soon as he's gone, knowing that he is affiliated with heaven and they have to pass along one day, and he do have a heaven or a hell to put them in. The same stuff you be asking about those people in the Bible. Then you can ask yourself, man, I need to stop tripping. I just saw what happened um when I was in the hospital. I just saw when they said I wouldn't be able to walk again. Now I'm able to try to ride a bike now. I can sort of kind of jog a little bit for a minute. And you be looking back on pictures, you be showing people the pictures, and you be amazed yourself, like, hey, that's me. Let me get myself together. I know better than this. I know God got me. What am I tripping about? And don't turn on the news. Hey, and don't turn on the news. Then you be like, oh Lord, look at what they going through. Oh my God, look at what they going through. Hey, champ. Good morning. I forgot the other one's name. Boomer. Okay, I gotta remember his name. Okay. um, I really love where I stay. We got a guardsman and stuff that come and do everything, and he got his dogs and stuff. And he was telling me about his dogs the last time I finally talked to him. I never talked to him before. I always say hi from a distance. I was waiting for an Uber one day and I finally spoke to him. Found out he got a rescue dog. I love people that uh rescue pets, and especially when they like tell me the stories, and it's like they didn't just rescue them, but the pet was put in their path, and then they took them to see if they got a chip in them and stuff. They do their due diligence, and then they properly take them and get all their medical stuff taken care of. And so he was telling me about his pet, and somebody had left. He was up at the Masters field, and they just left him up there. He was just out there barking at them, and then he had went and fed him a couple of days. And when he fed him a couple of days, and finally the dog would let him touch him. And when he first saw him, he was skin and bones. He said he wasn't the kind of person to get a second dog. He had this first dog, Boomer. And then so he's like, he went back up to the master's field, and finally he let him touch him. He was in the same spot, and he'll come out and he was just barking at the stuff. So finally he let him take him, and he was all dirty and skinny. And he went to find out if he got chipped, and then after he took him to get chipped, see if he got chipped, he didn't have no owner. He took him home with him. He made sure he got all his stuff taken care of, took him home with him, and him been with him ever since. Now every time I walk past there, my keys be rattling because I be going to the mailbox. And he always, the white one, that one, Champ, he always comes to the window to see me. And when I start waving at him saying hi, hi, but I didn't know his name, then he'll start off barking, and then he'll just start panting at me like he know who I am. And then finally, because he does that every time, finally I saw him walk around. I was waiting for my Uber, and I was like, I'm like, what's your dog's name? How old are they? I want to know really Champ, his name. And his name is Chance. He just said Chance, but I'm gonna still call him Champ because I got used to that in my mind. But anyway, that was the rescue dog, and he looked healthier and bigger than the other dog. But they look like twin brothers, except one is white and one is brown. But I love my place because he's like right close to me. And it's just like everything is perfect. I didn't want to be next to the street because when I had got my first apartment, I was on the street. Because I'm an empath, I could feel all that energy. It's constant and it made me feel anxiety. So I didn't want to be close to the street. My mom had a corner lot on her. So like I kept being close to the street. And I didn't want to be close to the street. I wanted to be in a brick building. I wanted to be where it was really set up for Jews or something. And then black people kind of start coming in because it seemed like they had the best builds and stuff. So, and I wanted an older building so that because the rooms are always bigger in older buildings. And I actually, even the way my kitchen is structured, I didn't want a new modernized kitchen. I wanted my place to feel lived in so it felt like a home. When my grandkids came over and stuff like that, I just wanted to be able to have the greens in the fridge and stuff. I just wanted to be broke in a little bit. So so back to what I was saying. Safe. Every time me and my son go out, when we get home, we be acting like we've been gone for a whole day. But we when we get home, we both be like, home sweet home. That's our thing. We always be like, home sweet home. We could just be went to the dentist and went stopped by McDonald's on our way back and sat down and ate at McDonald's and be like, um, home sweet home, and then be like, you said it the same time you said it. I'd be like, I know what you about to do. Yep, change my clothes. I'm going straight to my room. Like, yep, I know. We take off our clothes, put them in the dirty clothes, be like, I'd be in my room, my door closed, he'd be in his room with his door closed. Be like, home sweet home. First thing I do is turn on my fan. I love my fans. I'm a woman. And anyway, um, sometimes it's hard to smile through what we're going through. But you know what? I started doing? I started listening to music again. Not just when I'm in the kitchen. I actually started. That's something I did when I was a teenager. I used to love music, and I found that both my boys love music. My oldest son, he is a genius, and with words, uh, he's really a poet, I think, but he does rap and he really is a genius with words and music. And my youngest son, he is amazing with beats. He's not good with communication, but he loved music. He have a natural feeling for music. His dad loved music too. That's something me and his father had in common, amongst a lot of other things. And well, I think I'm not gonna start on his dad. You know what? But through it all, through everything, my son was made in love, and I still love his father. We're like family now. You know how you have that family that's just broke in, be like you just don't know who they is, be like that's we family. We always gonna be good because you know better not nothing happen to him. I'll be like, oh my god, no, no. But anyway, um, yeah. But you know how sometimes it's hard to smile, and then so I started putting on music, and I like to put on upbeat music. There's the song by Inga Rose called "I'm Feeling Good Today." That's one song that I love. That's so festive and in my spirit. Hold on, one second. Not that song, but I'm gonna. Yes, it's song that's so good. It's new. but that's all right. I'll post it another time, or I'll have it tomorrow. I'll tell y'all what it is tomorrow. It is so uplifting. I just love to hear fun music when I'm in a funk. Yesterday, I was in a funk. No, not yesterday. Saturday, I was in a funk, and I just took a shower, and I just had my Bluetooth speaker, and I was just listening to all my gospel songs. You know how your upbeat gospel songs or whatever, and they really brought me through that feeling. You know, um, because God is faithful, and He's true, and sometimes the stuff that we be feeling some type of way about, when you compare it to different other things, you'd be like, I really don't have a reason. I don't really don't have a right to feel like that, because we all have a right to have our feelings and our emotions, whatever. But ain't that thing is loud. We all have a. I don't know if y'all heard it, but this thing is loud. This thing, it takes off all the extra. But anyway, but that's sort of good, because my neighbors can't really hear what I'm saying. Not like nobody paying me no attention. Most of my neighbors at work anyway. But we be wanting to think people really paying us some attention. We be like, they all, if they home, they sleep, they ain't think about me. Like I'm so important. I am important though, to me. Um, but not that we don't have a right to our feelings or whatever, but some people don't have the luxury of engaging their feelings, because they're too worried about different other stuff. And then in that instance, you think to yourself, that you're kind of bratty for having, you know, feeling some type of way about other things. I remember a few years back, I was like, Lord, I just want to know what my purpose is. I just want to know my purpose. Lord, can you just tell me my purpose? Now he like, here you go. Here's your purpose. Here. Thank you. Now what you gonna complain about? Why don't nobody see my purpose? Like, and then you sort of could see where you're really like a child to God, like a little brat. Like finally you get the bike that you've been waiting for, and then you don't never ride it. But my son, this bike just sat out here and rusted. His dad finally got him a bike. But I bet you one thing, it'll just sit there and rust because it ain't going nowhere. I'm fast to be like, okay, I don't like clutter. So I'd be like, okay, you outgrew this, let's throw it. Wait, no, ain't that mug ain't gonna go nowhere. His dad bought it for him. I ain't even gonna. It'll just be here, a big old rust take. But I guess it's all back to saying, look on the bright side. Look on the bright side, guys. Can you imagine if you could have, like, you can have a conversation with God, but can you imagine if He like came and sat right next to you, and you was actually complaining about some of the things that you was complaining about, and He was just sitting there looking at you, and then be like, just pull out a scroll or something, and then show where he granted this and granted that and granted that. And now you complain about this. Hmm. Hold on. I got on here late, so and that's another thing. Sorry for coming on late, guys. Y'all notice I've been losing weight? Yeah, I've been losing weight. I've been taking my weight loss journey seriously. And I'll get down and then I'll be like, oh, I don't like when you start poking out. When I start then these lines get here. Then I'll be like, I need to gain a couple pounds. I need to lose a couple pounds. Then I'm going through the changes of life or whatever. Then I'm like, I'm bloated. Y'all know, women, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's supposed to rain today. I'm gonna have to take my little pillows in for my chairs. Got my fan out here and everything. It ain't gonna rain while I'm out here. I got another like 10 minutes to go. So, how was y'all weekend? Y'all can put in the comment section. I had a good weekend. Well, my weekend was a little funky. This weekend was a little bit funky. I was in a funk this weekend. I'm human. Ta-da! I was in a funk. I'm going through change of life and stuff, and I was in my emotions and stuff this weekend, but I'm out of it now. I feel much better. I really love the collective because there's certain people that I watch, and you be thinking that you're just talking through the um the screen, but one person really spoke to me. It felt like they was talking directly to me, and sometimes I'd be feeling like I shouldn't have showed that because it seemed like I'm showing off. I shouldn't have showed me cooking breakfast. I shouldn't have did that because it's gonna seem like I'm trying to show off when really I was just trying to show me cooking breakfast and trying to show some of my life. And I don't really do nothing. I just cook, I just clean, and y'all don't want to see me vacuuming or if I do my makeup, sometimes I'll do that. But this person, I can't say names no more, but I can, but I'm not going to because it make people feel some type of way. But they'll know who I'm talking about. But they probably don't watch me. But still, because they're young. But I do have young people that watch me because I'm actually cool. You didn't know that, did you? I am. I'm cool. Anyway, to some people. Anyway, um, in a peculiar kind of way, I'm cool. So anyway, but there's certain people that you reach because of certain things, and everybody not looking at it. Well, see, I be trying to reason my mind. I be trying to think why it's a part of who I am as an empath. Like, why certain things is happening like so I be reasoning stuff, and then I think to myself, because I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't same thing I used to do in my relationships. It's something I'm still working on. I still working on it. Like, it's not always your fault. It don't always have something to do with you. Sometimes it is just how it is. But I always, hey, how you doing? I always find out how it's, what am I doing wrong in it. So anyway, the person was eating uh a strawberry sundae or something like that. It was like real decked out. They had chicken waffles and stuff, and they had all this stuff, and they always going out doing like real cool stuff for themselves, just. appreciating themselves. And, getting their hair done, getting tats and all that kind of stuff. So person was eating and they was like, I could tell you've been crying. I could tell you've been doing this. I could tell you've been doing that. And usually you post something and usually you be but usually I don't post something. But I do post stuff on the weekend. I'll usually do a TikTok. But I did post some old stuff. But anyway, um I don't be wanting to say when I've been in a funk, but I can't help it because I'm a truth teller. But I don't be wanting people to think that they got to me. But God be leading me to tell, ever since God led me to tell about my dreams that was being interfered with, because it's for a long time I didn't say that because I didn't want none of my ops to know that anything was working on me. So I would just be like, come on the scene like, what's up, guys? Ain't nothing happening to me. What's up? Be like, I'm still tired because I had a nightmare. But I'm strong. But anyway, so anyway, I'm sure he was talking to other people too. But that's what's so beautiful about how God have us earth angels, and it be like we speaking to other people's lives. We might be going through something ourselves, but we they say exactly what we need and we say exactly what they need. And he gets it out to exactly who it's supposed to get out to. And a lot of times, because we've had so many dimensions in our lives. It's like we've died a million times. When we reemerge from something, it's not like we just leveling up. Okay, I top that test. No, we be like coming through like, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Be like, okay, this is a whole new me. Be like, you look different. I know I do, because the other person is gone. Be like, why do you call yourself Earth Angel? Because those other people's is gone. And the when we level up, we don't just level up like, oh, I passed the test. No, we level up like we closer to God. We closer to our heaven. We closer to our path. We're closer on our narrow path. We are drawing closer to our mark. We're not just passing the test and then going off to the left. We feel the urgency to steer off to the right. We feel the urgency, and we feel closer and more connected to where we're supposed to be headed. We feel that it's like we look death in the face right before we slip past it. And then we'll be like, okay, Earth Angel, wow, the one I adore. Ooh. Yeah, and that's my time. I hope you got something out of it today. Um, if you'd like to sow into the ministry, my PayPal is up and right up under my thing. And if you'd like to uh, have an unbiased opinion about something, my email is Jeanette@gmx.com. Have a great day. I love you with the love of God, and God loves you so much more.